In today's video, we're going to be talking about the iTechworld 1300P portable power station. So this is Gary, and you guys have probably seen Gary in a lot of the videos that we've done. Gary and Lillian and the family travel around with us quite a lot, and they come with their 2017, is it?
Yes.
Something like that. 2017 diesel X-Trail, and of course, you would have seen this in videos too, the old 1978 Viscount pop top. And we were looking for a solution for these guys to be able to go off-grid, because we do a lot of off-grid camping. And we started looking at the prospect of installing a lithium battery, the chargers, inverters, all the good stuff into the old Viscount. And apart from the fact that it was going to cost an absolute arm and a leg and be a huge amount of work, we thought if they want to upgrade the caravan and or the car later on, that's not necessarily going to be a long-term solution. So instead, we went and got this iTechworld portable lithium power supply, and it's got a 100 amp hour lithium battery in it. It's also got its own MPPT solar controller. It's got a 1300 watt pure sine wave inverter, which actually runs the coffee machine, which we'll talk about in a minute. And it's also got USB charging ports, a cigarette lighter plug for the fridge, all that usual sort of stuff that you'd expect on a battery pack. And it's awesome because it runs the Dometic 95 litre, which they've got in the back of the X-Trail. It can come in and out, whether they're taking the caravan or not. So when they take the jet ski with swags, they can just throw that in and they've still got power. But what the really cool thing was that we didn't expect for it to do was it runs the caravan as well. Gary, do you want to show us how that works? So Gary's just got a 10 amp to 15 amp caravan adapter, and he plugs that into the iTechworld power pack. And of course, the unplug. This is actually one of the really strange things about this iTechworld. The inverter will not operate while the solar is plugged in charging. And we'll talk about the solar panels in a sec, because they got them at the same time. And I don't know why that is. I'd love for someone to, in the comments, to tell us why you can't run the inverter and the solar at the same time. It doesn't really matter for these guys, because they really only power up the caravan at night time for lighting and in the morning for a coffee. So then basically, we've got the power cable going into the inlet of the caravan, and the caravan is now all powered up in its 1978 glory. And we've even got the coffee machine, and that runs as well.
Anyone like a coffee? Is it too late for coffee? Should I make a coffee?
It's time for beer, isn't it?
Yeah, it is time for beer. But it works.
Tell us a little bit about some of the trips that we've done and how it's run for you.
Oh, it's 100%. It works great.
So where have you gone with this? How long have you been off grid for with this, running the 95 litre fridge? Because you run that on freeze as well, don't you?
Yeah, one side freeze.
So at minus 18 degrees, those Dometics, they do chew a bit of juice, because they make sure it's cold. They run up to 10 amps, I believe. So when we were up at Moore River, she was pretty hot that weekend.
It was, yeah.
And no dramas at all. Did it go? No,
it's always kept going.
So you charge it off the solar panels, which we'll look at in a sec, but you also charge it from the car. Can you show us how that works?
Yeah. Let's see. So this is the 12 volt charging. It goes in there. You can see
so you got input. So you can see the input. So it's charging off the car right now, 70 watts.
Yeah.
And the fridge is running, so you got 45, 40, 50 watts, somewhere around there coming out.
And the caravan's on.
The caravan's on. I know that's turned off now that you put the charger in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So as soon as you plug in either the car 12 volt charger, I'm assuming the mains as well, or you plug in the solar, the inverter cuts out. And obviously there's a reason for that, but we haven't worked out what that is.
That's one way of charging it.
So this has got the MPPT solar, it's got the mains charger, and it's got the DC-DC charger. So when you think about the cost of these, because they are fairly expensive, it's about $2,400, which is a lot of coin. But when you think a good quality lithium battery and 100 amp hours is going to cost you the $900,000 mark just by itself. This has got obviously the battery box. It's all in one unit. It's got an inverter that's capable of running a coffee machine and the entire caravan. It's got USB-C charging. It's got obviously standard USB 3 charging there. All your outputs that you possibly need. Everything included in there. By the time you buy a 240 volt charger, a DC-DC charger, an inverter, and an MPPT charger, I mean, you're going to be paying that sort of money anyway. That's what we were looking at when we were looking at running your caravan and wiring it up. We were going to be spending about $2.5–3 grand anyway.
Yeah.
But this is great because if you sell the car, it comes with you.
Yeah, just keep the battery. And,
so this is the
jump leads.
Oh yeah, so it comes with. So this is a kit. You actually got this as a whole kit, didn't you? From iTechworld.
I did, yeah.
So you got the 200-watt foldable solar panels, and it came with all of this gear, that's a separate PWM charger. Just if you want to put it onto a car battery straight up, Anderson plug to
DC charger.
DC charger.
That's
nice.
pretty much it.
So we've got these solar panels here, and I've been really impressed with these. One, because the efficiency's been amazing. Like, you guys just don't ever run out of power.
No.
But secondly, the way that they fold up, I know you've just set it up,
yeah.
but did you want to fold it up for us? Now this stand here, Gary's actually made that out of an old camping table that he got off the side of the road at a rubbish collection. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, this is really easy. No, sure. But rather than the usual setup, like with my King's foldable panels, these don't have a bag. The solar panels are the bag. It's all self-contained. And the Anderson plug for it is actually in the pocket right in here, which is also where your Anderson lead goes as well. Yep. And that's actually just such a cool, neat little solar panel. Bloody brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, works really well.
Let's have a look at this table that you've got here. So this is an old camp table.
Yeah.
And what you used a bit of building strap and some galv
that was it,
angle.
A little bit of angle on.
And would you take 2 legs off, did you?
It was missing 2 legs.
I was missing.
I was just lucky.
The only person I've ever heard say that you were lucky to find a camping table that was missing 2 legs.
Yeah. It won't fold up. What's going on now? Oh, yeah.
There we go. And he just puts that on the bed in the caravan, and whammo, that's his little setup. But the thing is, if you're just going down the beach, you don't need to necessarily take that. You can just put the solar panels on the windscreen or whatever. But if you're coming out like this with the caravan, you've got a wicked little setup to get those solar panels on the right angle. Because we did some mucking around with that, didn't we? With them laying flat on the ground versus being on the angle.
Yeah.
I can't remember. How many watts extra were we getting?
I can't really remember.
I can't remember exactly how many more watts we were getting, but it was a substantial increase. Like, I'm talking 20–30% increase by having the solar blanket on this angle versus having it flat on the ground. And I did a video on that about the solar stand that I made from aluminium angle for my King setup. And we talk a little bit about the efficiency differences of having them flat versus being on an angle as well. You can watch that video up here. So there you go, the iTechworld portable 100 amp lithium battery pack. It's actually pretty cool, Lee. Guys, Gary's been using this for 12 months now.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, about 12 months, and it's been absolutely flawless, been brilliant. So it's a really great solution if you've got an older caravan or camper and you don't want to spend the money or the time to retrofit it into a lithium setup, especially if you don't have any batteries in there anyway. Also, if you've got a car that you use as a daily around town and you don't want to go to all the expensive fitting all of that battery packs and chargers and solar panels and everything to the car permanently, you can just get one of these and throw it in the back when you need it. And the other advantage is you can take your fridge down to the beach where you can't take your car, take the battery with you, and you've got a fridge and a battery pack that's completely portable. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I hope this was interesting. If you want to find out more about this, feel free to write some comments below and we'll try and answer any of the questions that you've got. Gary will help me out there as well. Please like and subscribe if you want to. And also remember that we have our Patreon, which you can join. Our Patreon helps us make more videos, helps us stay independent, and you'll also get access to extra draws in competitions, which we're going to have coming up very, very soon. It also allows you to see early releases of videos and see behind the scenes stuff, just the everyday stuff, as well as the campsites that we go to with the campsite locations and links. So if you want to join up to our Patreon, please follow the link up above right now. Thanks very much, everyone, and we'll see you in the next one.
It's a wrap. All right.